In this presentation, we will add a payroll benefits expense account and change payroll items to apply towards that new payroll account within QuickBooks. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are on the home page. We currently have the open windows open. You can open the open windows by going to the view drop downs and selecting the open windows list. We're going to start off here by going to the reports section up top and take a look at the profit and loss report that we have so far. Reports drop down, company and financial. We'll take a look at the profit and loss standard. Within the profit and loss standard, we're going to change the date range from 01/01/18, January 1st, 2018, to 12/31/18. We've run payroll, that's all we've processed so far, and we have one account that's called payroll expense. It might be the case that we want to break out the payroll expense into multiple different items. For example, we might want to break out the payroll liability portion. We might want to break out something like payroll benefits versus other payroll items within the system. We may want to break out different payroll accounts by different employees. The way we can do this is we can go into the payroll items and adjust the liability accounts that will be affected as we process these. So in a similar way as inventory items driving the accounts that will be affected when we process the things like invoices, the payroll items are going to determine which accounts are going to be affected here. This is the default payroll items that we have set up now. So we can customize that a bit. We can go over to, in order to test this out, lists up top. We're going to go to the payroll items list, and we're going to pick some of these items that we would want to change. So if we go through some of these payroll items, I'm going to go to these items that say it's going to be the employer, the company contribution type items. And so we might want to break those company contribution type items out into a separate section, let's say. And in order to do that, we need to set up another account and apply these accounts out of just the payroll expense into these other items. So if we were to double click on the 401k matching, we're going to go through this little questionnaire about the 401k matching. We're going to say next. We're looking for where the expense account is, and here's the expense account. So it's going into the payroll expense. We're not going to change the liability here. We're going to change the expense account. We'll select the drop down, and we want to add a new account. We don't have it set up in the payroll system yet. So we're going to add a new account. We're going to call it employee benefits. It will be an expense type of account, and that's all we're going to add here, and say save and close. And then we'll say next, and then we will say next, keeping this item the same, and next. And then we're going to go ahead and calculate based on quantity. We'll keep that the same, next, and finished. We would typically want to run a change like this on our first payroll and or at the start of possibly a new year so that the groupings will be the same, but we can apply this to the retroactively. That's what we're going to do here so we can see the adjustments. So we're going to update all existing transactions to this new account setting set up and then say OK. And there we have that one. We're going to do the same thing to these three items. But first, let's go to our profit and loss up top and see what has happened to it. We're now in the profit and loss, and we can see that our one item for payroll has now been broken out to employee benefits and payroll. If we double click on this item, we can see that this portion has been broken out, and they're going to be from the same paychecks. If we double click on them and go to the paycheck detail, here's going to be the detail of that information that we just pulled out. The 10150 being the 401k match. So the 10150 up top, 401k matching. So we'll close this back out, we'll close this back out, and we'll close this back out. Next, we're going to go to the payroll items once again, and we'll do the same thing for the group life insurance. We'll double click on the group life insurance, going to say next, and we're going to change the expense account to the benefit account again. So I'm going to select that item, and we're going to go to employee benefits and say next, 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 and finish that up. And again, we'll start it from the beginning, so we'll change the whole process. OK, done. Back to our payroll reports. It should then adjust the payroll benefits again. Back to our payroll items list. Let's do it for this item, health insurance, all the company contributions, health insurance. We're going to say next. We're going to change the expense account to the employee benefits. So we'll scroll down to the employee benefits and just go next, 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 finished. And we'll do it from the beginning again. Okay. We're going to do the same thing for the HSA, health savings account. Double click on that. Next, we're going to change the expense to the benefits account again. And next, 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 and finished to the beginning of the time period. And okay. One more time, we're going to go to double click on this item, the S Corp. Next, we're looking for the expense side, which we will change to the employee benefit. And next, 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 finished, and all to the beginning, all transactions, and okay. And now we've changed those items. So if we go back to our profit and loss report, we see that it's not grouping everything just in one expense account. It's breaking out now those items that we could consider or break out into another account if we so choose, these being the account that we've chosen, employee benefits. Double clicking on them, we'll see these items in there. They are, of course, going to be going to the same paychecks, but it's going to be breaking out those items in relation to the contributions, the owner contributions into another account. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.